Okay, I just tried to make one of these videos for you, and I didn't have the audio hooked on. Besides, I didn't have my picture down on the bottom. Not that that particularly matters, but you can at least therefore see when I'm pointing to the computer. Okay, well, this is your what is it? TI 30X 2S, your calculator that you should have. Um, I am going to show you today how to um, do a fraction with your calculator. Fractions are they're hard to do if you have to do them by hand. I don't even like to do them by hand. And when you get to college, college requires you to use a calculator. The high school allows you to use a calculator, so I have no issues with using a calculator. Okay, so I'm going to be going back and forth between a couple of different pages. This page here is our page where my PDF file where I am going to write fractions. So let's go 1/3 times, let's go 2/4. Now, if you do this without a calculator, you have to find what 3 and 4 will go into, which is find the least common multiple that they'll both times into. I'm not going to worry about that because you've got a calculator. Okay? Technically, I might do it for you again later. But with a calculator, um, you can get away with I'm going to go back to my Amazon advertisement because that's where this was. Right here is your fraction button. This will change it from a whole number to a fraction, or it'll just keep it as a fraction. 1/3 is just a fraction. So we hit 1, fraction button 3, and that will give us the fraction. So I'm on my calculator, I'm going to hit 1, fraction button 3. Remember, this here is the fraction button. So let's find out what the rest of our equation was. 1, fraction button 3. Then we hit times. We hit the multiplication button. Whoops, you know what? I messed up. Okay, let's go 1, fraction button 3 times 2, fraction button 4. Let's go back over to our Amazon advertisement. So we did 1, fraction button 3 times 2, fraction button 4. Now we're going to hit equals. We hit equals and our answer should be 1/6. I am going to show you a little bit about what we just did. So our answer is 1, and it shows a dash like this. Usually in school, we write that dash like this for now. I don't know what your teacher has you do, but we'll just do this. So now I'm gonna rewrite it again, and I am going to write it out by hand this time. So what we have to do is we have to find a number that 3 and 4 will both go into. Oftentimes that's as simple as going, well, 3 times 4 is 12. And we're going to go times 12. You guys can probably write better than I can, but okay, so now we got these two bottom numbers as 12s. Now we have to times the top by the number that we times the bottom by. So this bottom one we times by 4. So we have to times the top by 4. So 4 times 1 would be 4. So we'd have 4/12. Then over here we times the 4 times 3. Well, we're going to take the 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. So, am I doing that right? Yeah, I'm doing it right. Okay. So, now, to do a multiplication problem, you do top times top, bottom times bottom. So, we'd go 4 times 6 is 24. Then we would go 12 times 12 is 144. Now we have to find both of those numbers will go down. They're both divisible by 12. So if we took, or actually they're both divisible by 24. So if we take 144 divided by 12 equals 12. So we have 12, here's our bottom number. And if we take 24 divided by 24, we get 1. So our answer, wait a minute, that didn't. We take, we must have used 144, oops, 144 divided by 24. I divided it by 12. Divided by 4, or divide 144 by 24, and you get 6. Okay? That's a little bit more difficult. I would suggest use your calculator. That is why you can use one. Okay, so we're going to change this from a times to a plus. So we do the same thing. 1, fraction button 3, plus 2, fraction button 4. And then we go equals, whoops, I messed up there. Okay, it was 1, fraction button 3, plus 2, fraction button 4 equals, and then your answer should be 5/6. Okay, and that's what our answer should be. 3 and 4, they'd go into 12 again. Then it would be 1 would go to 4, 3 would go to 6. It would be 10 over 12, which reduced in half would be 5/6. I'm not asking you to figure all that stuff out because, that's more of a math. That's more of somebody who's even better at math than I am. Okay, so finally, let's go. And what I showed you here, this plus, you can change that to anything. It can be plus, minus, multiplication, or division, and they all work the same way. Okay, so now this is one other one that I'm going to show you. 1 and 1/3 times, let's not do times, let's do plus. It doesn't matter what operation you do here because they're all the same. Plus 2 and 3/4. Now, this is a hard one to do because you have to do 1 times 3 plus 1 to get the ones into a, if you're going to do it by hand. Let's not do it by hand. Let's use our calculator because that's what we have it here for. Okay, so we enter 1. Enter the 1 right here. Then you hit fraction button 1, and then you hit fraction button again 3. So let's go back over 1. Let's do fraction button 1, fraction button 3. Now I've got that entered. Let's go back over here to our Google advertisement. What I want you to do is hit 1 fraction button, 1 fraction button again, 3. Because that first 1 you entered was put into a mixed number. That's 1. But then when you hit 1 and fraction button again, that changes it to a mixed number. So you're doing a fraction. I hate it when it does this. Okay, so you're changing it to a mixed number. So 1 fraction button 1 fraction button 3. That makes it into the mixed number that we're dealing with right here. Then we're going to simply hit the plus button. Plus 2 fraction button to get it to go to the fraction. So we go 2 fraction button 3 fraction button 4. And your answer should be 4, 4. Now on the calculator it shows a U. That is just separating the whole number from the fraction, because we're dealing with whole numbers and fractions. So our fraction is 1/12. So this U right here just separates this from the fraction. And that confuses some people, but I'm sure it'll make more sense when you do more of these. So we go 4 fraction button 1/12. And that should be right. I will do it out of my head real quick. 1 times 3, we'll do times. So 1 times 3 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So we have 4/3 plus 2 times 4 is 8, plus 3, 8, 9, 10. That should be 11/4. Now we have to change those into common denominators. So 12, both numbers will go into 12. So we're going to put, I'm going to erase this right here. We're going to put a 12 plus a 12 over here. Now, to get this 3 right here to go to 12, we times it by 4. So we got to times the top by 4. So 4 times 4 is 16. Now, this 4 we had to times by 3. So we have to times the 11 by 3. And 11 times 3 is 33. Now we add them together. We go 12 plus 33, 6 plus 3 would be 9. 3 plus 1 would be 40. So it would be 49 over 12. Now, we got another key here. We got to go 49 divided by 12. 12 will go into 49. See, 4 will go into 39, or we'll go into 48 4 times. We'll go 4 times 12 is 48. Then we have 1 left over. So our answer over here is 1/12. So 4 and 1/12 and 4 and 1/12. I would much rather use the calculator for figuring that out. It was a whole lot easier, and we can do that. So I just wanted to send you this video to let you know how to do a fraction with a calculator. Okay, and it is easy. Thank you, and I got to get out of this. Okay.